I don't mean that in like a violent way. I just hope like he has like the hot runs or something. I don't like him, but I don't. You know what I mean? I can't stand them, but I don't want him to like get physically hurt. I'm not that type of person, guys. I just want to stop acting. So if he has the runs enough to where like he has to be in the bathroom a lot, but not too much to where it's kind of like dehydrate him and he you know ends up on Jason's wall.
Well, he's
You
out.
guys, huh?
He's definitely got the I gotta take a shit face.
Shit, he has a lot more than that. I can't act. I don't know how I'm getting roles,
He can
and
act.
so on and so forth. But before I talk more shit about Nicolas Cage, guys, I want to let you guys know what we will be discussing tonight, along with a bunch of random shit as usual. We have the live review of my special boy, Friday the 13th fan film. Link is in the description, so go check it out. No matter what we say about it, I still say go check out these Friday the 13th fan films. And there's gonna be some more fan films being reviewed in the near future, guys. So check those inside as well. Excuse me. But Jason, it's been a while, my friend. How you been? How's it going?
Been moving. Moving is awful. I hate moving. I hate everything about moving. Our new place is dope, though. We have much bigger rooms. The basement is off the hook. We got a projector and stuff. We're gonna set up down there.
Nice.
My daughter and I just got this like U-shaped couch. We're super excited about it. But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
man, just been doing that moving thing. So I haven't been on here in like 2 weeks,
It's
3
been a while.
weeks. It's been a
It's been
while since I podcasted, and I've missed this outlet. Like I dropped a short today on my YouTube channel saying that I think the Omen 2 is better than the Omen 1, so I'm expecting to get a lot of hate out of that.
Did you do it just to get the hate?
No, I liked Omen 2 a lot. There's a scene in that movie that I think is better than any scene in the Omen 1, and that is where Damien first finds out that he is the Antichrist, and he has that moment of like, why? I
Mm-hmm.
really dug that moment in that movie. And granted, he gets over it very quickly, but I still really dug that.
Nice. Are you all packed or all packed all unpacked now, or you still got some more?
Oh, I still got some more, man. The
Got a bit
basement
more?
is a mess of boxes. Mostly movies. Like all my DVDs and VHS tapes have not been unboxed yet.
Oh wow.
And I got about 800 DVDs and about 200 VHS tapes still. My Blu-rays were unboxed day one.
He was like, I gotta get this. Listen, you're doing it by quality of the look, the visuals. So
That's
next,
right,
the
man.
DVDs, and then VHS. As much as we love you, you got to be last. If he's
That's
doing
gotta
it in
be the
that order,
worst. I remember moving. It's like you want to be organized. You want to label boxes: dining room, kitchen, bathroom, bedroom. But once it just doesn't happen that way. You just start moving boxes into any room that you can get into your new place, and then you just have to just kind of comb through and sift through,
yep,
and
all that
you know,
bullshit.
it's
And
yeah, that's
you know what's funny about that is like me and my wife have had this conversation. I'll bring it up here and there. Like we'll both bring it up here and there, and we'll do it sometimes. But it's like we should just grab some totes and little by little, like stuff we know we're gonna keep for whatever reason, if it's movies, whatever it is, and we're not using it at the time. Let's just grab some totes, start packing them now, and just label it. I know we're not moving for a few years, but at least that shit will be packed, labeled, and it's like it's hard not to add new shit to it. But at the very least, you're like, okay, this stuff is already packed up, blah blah blah, and you know, haven't done it, haven't done it. Jason, I haven't talked to you in a while. I think I told you and Mick this in the group chat, but if not, I'm gonna tell it to the live again. So Sunday, I had a very eventful day. But I looked on the bright side of it all. I'll tell you why after I tell this little spiel. So, get up, went to the track Sunday. On the way, well, no, let me tell you this first. Go to my father's house, that's where I keep my car. Go to turn the car on. All you hear is click, 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 click. Fuck, battery's dead. Had to get a battery for it. This was 8 in the morning. I was running late. Like I planned on being on the track at 8 in the morning. At the track at 8 in the morning, but I was running late. And I guess this is why. And I thought about it. I was a little frustrated with myself that I was running late. But this is why I was running late. It ended up being a good thing. So battery's dead in the car. I had to go grab a new battery. I called 2 places. I think Advanced Auto, not a sponsor, but definitely can be, and I can definitely use some car parts and all that other good shit. So you definitely can be a sponsor of Horror with Search 30 and Racing with Search 30. Be on the lookout for that. Any of you auto parts, I'm not tied down to just one. Whatever, whoever hits me up first, they can just give me a fucking $1,000 gift card, and I'll give you a couple shout outs. back to the story though. So, anyways, I go get a new battery. I take the it's a side terminal battery, so I take the bolts off, and they're fucking shot. They're stripped, so I have to go get new terminal bolts. Go back up there, grab that, put that on, get the car all ready and go. Good. Go up there, race. Later in the day, get a phone call from the wife. Fucking pipes burst in the basement. Lucky for me, I lost in the first round already, so I didn't have to make like one of them things like, oh shit, I won the first round. Second round's about to be up. I'm finally winning a round, or say I won a round or two. I'm finally winning some rounds, and then this shit happens. But yeah, so I lost in the first round, so I didn't have to make the devil sturdy and the good sturdy coming on my shoulders. Like, listen, man, you don't know if you're ever gonna make this round again, but you should probably get home and do the right thing. All that other shit. Didn't need to go through that. So went home. By the time I got home, she had already got the water cut off. Got a hold of the landlord. Plumber came Monday morning, took care of the problem. Plumber also pointed out, he was like, listen, the galvanized stuff, get that changed as soon as you can. I'll tell your landlord, but this hot water heater, get that shit changed ASAP. I'll tell your landlord. So that's why I look at the bright side of all of it. The hot water heater, those, and the water, as far as pipes bursting, the hot water heater didn't burst yet. But as far as pipes bursting, that usually people, when you hear those stories, it's always at like 2 a.m. when everybody's sleeping or nobody's home at all. So the wife was home for that. And the battery being dead, it was dead in the driveway. So I can't be mad at that at all. I'd rather be dead there than die at the track or whatever the case may be. So again, look at the bright side for that. And I took care of a problem. That battery was in that car since 2012. So that's 11 years on that fucking battery. So that's a long fucking time for a battery. For those of you who have vehicles, you know them shits last maybe 6 years max. I damn near doubled. I know I don't drive the car all the time, but still, that doesn't even matter. So, yeah, but you gotta look at the positives and shit. Like stupid shit like that happens. Shit happens. You gotta figure out, hey, other stuff's gonna get taken care of for it. And now I'm here to tell that story and complain about it and laugh about it now. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was pissed when I turned that key. I was like, fuck.
What's going to happen now? You're going to be blessed with Victory Lane this coming Sunday.
There we go.
That's all that good juju, all that good karma is going to come back to you.
It better.
I do want to say one more thing about moving because my dog was getting loud, so I stopped talking about it. But I'm a huge proponent of physical media. I love physical media. Yes. But there was a moment when I had a breakdown when I was moving where I'm like, I should just get rid of all of this because this is awful.
Because a box of DVDs that are unopened, right?
It's heavy. What's
yes.
that?
Yes, it is, man. Yes, the hell it is.
Let's just have a bonfire.
What's good? Where's Dan?
What up? What up, Wedgie?
What's happening?
What up?
What's good, man? What's good? How's it going? How's it going, Dove?
What up, Dove?
As a matter of fact, Dove, listen.
What's the other side of the pond doing?
I know you got a couple of shorts out because I know you're promoting the third movie of it, but the first two, I need the links to those, man, because I want to review them. I want to get you on here for an interview. I know you're across the pond, so we could set it up, not this Friday, but we could set up for a Friday, a late night, where I do my late night shows on Fridays as well to make it easier for the both of us around like midnight-ish, 1 o'clock in the morning at the latest, let's say, start time, Eastern time, and kind of go from there. Cool with that, let me know. And because I'm really trying to like focus on you indie movie creators and all that, indie content creator, well, movies and all that stuff, come on here for an interview / review and all that fun shit. So, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, what, 9 a.m. for him right now. I think he's like in Australia or something. I think he's way across the pond. Like,
yeah, he's 12 hours if he's in New Zealand, Australia.
Yeah.
Where are you again, Dove? I forgot, man. I forgot. But what's good with you, Worst Damn? How's everything going with you?
Good, just keeping busy. I was in the middle of finishing up dinner while running back, finishing the movie, and literally just got back with my girl. So I 20 minutes to fucking get dinner together, finish watching the last 20 minutes of the movie, and fucking get my shit all set up again.
This guy. This guy.
You know, it's how we do.
It is. It is at times. At times. I was just filling Jason in on my lovely Sunday. He was at the track when I got the phone call.
Oh.
He was sitting right on the bleachers. Like, it was him. I was sitting next to my father. My brother was sitting next to me. My nephew sitting here, and then just a bunch of the guys. And I think Chris was sitting in front of everybody and then next to somebody. Yeah, he was our Puerto Rican savior. He was protecting all the black guys behind him. That's why he was. He was the tallest guy there. That's what you do.
There was a lot bigger than me, though. Some of them were a lot bigger than me.
That's true. But yeah, so he heard that. I was like, what the hell? And I was trying, because she like video called me on, with Messenger, and I was trying to put it so I could put it on my ear, but that didn't work. So I come back up, everything goes, everything okay? I was like, yeah, fucking pipe burst in the basement, so I gotta go home now. But I will be back. Oh, so here's the funny part. I don't know if you heard Reggie say this. He was like, yeah. He's like, you lucked out. He just saved you from that ass whooping. I was like, yo, I'll be here next week. Because earlier in that day, my brother was racing. We both lost in the first round. We raced in 2 different classes. So my nephew was talking to me at first. He's like, yo, you guys should race today. And he looked at his dad. He was like, don't you want a grudge run? He was like, grudge run who? And I was like, you're looking at him. And I forgot what he said. There was a lot of cars there. He was like, I would, but there's a lot of cars. There was like 300 cars there Sunday.
That was a lot.
There was a lot. So we probably wouldn't have been able to do it just because there were so many damn cars. But
I've only gone through like 6 hours of the footage so far.
You didn't even get to me yet.
I got like 7 more to go. Lovely times.
I can't wait to see them videos drop.
Well, I sent them to him, so hopefully. Oh well, your shit, yeah. I got to do that, but now that shit's done, that's gonna be the focus. All the extra fun shit.
Yeah, that's what I meant with the fun shit, like the guys' cars and stuff.
Yeah,
that's stuff I can't wait for. Those pictures and shit. That one that you did of John's car, his son loves that shit.
I got some. I got a couple of that car.
That's a beautiful car, yo.
I got it doing a wheelie stand.
Nice.
I got it leaving fucking hard as fuck. I got the tire crumple and everything.
Oh man, I
can't wait to slow it down. I cannot wait to fucking slow that shit down and just watch it.
Yo, if Reggie's racing Sunday, I hope you get him on camera this time. I didn't even know he was running. So after I parked in the pits, right, and by the time I finally made my way up there, I walk out to the track. I see my brother's Camaro in lane 2. I'm like, I think it's his car, but I'm not sure. But I'm like, it's the only car, that 3rd gen Camaro, that's about that color. And this motherfucker's racing. I didn't know he was running. I had no idea where Chris. Like, I'm looking around for Chris, nowhere near the track. I'm like, what the fuck? Where is he?
I was probably getting food or fucking in the pits, fucking getting other footage, talking to somebody.
And then by the time I see you, I was like, oh, Reggie ran. I was like, you're like, what? I was like, just a little bit ago. I was like, I didn't even know he was racing. They're like, oh shit. And then not a little later on that day, my brother was like, yo, did you get my camera? He's like, did you get my car on the camera? Chris was like, nah, man. Like, I didn't even see.
What kind of car was it? Because I might have and not even realized.
Nah, you weren't by the track then. It's a Camaro, 3rd gen Camaro. Looks just like basically similar body style to my car. But like an orangish, like a burnt orange. I don't fucking know what kind of car.
I still got 6 hours worth of footage to go to. So maybe I saw him rolling by to get in line or something when I was down on the other end.
Maybe. But what was funny was, it was your fault for not knowing that he was racing that day, even though he didn't tell you he was racing that day because you didn't get his car. I was dying. You're like, well, whose fault is that? He was like, yours. And just walked away laughing. What the fuck? Oh, man. Anybody who's never been to a drag strip, though, if you get a chance to go, you should definitely go at least once. It's well worth it. And now we're going to start talking about this wonderful film, or not so wonderful film. We'll see how everybody feels about it.
Wow.
Here we are. Again, just in case you guys forgot, we are reviewing My Special Boy, our Friday the 13th fan film.
My special boy.
That said, let's jump into early reviews. No reason.
I'm giving this one a 6.5. I think it's fair.
Nice. All right, so early rating, I give it a 6.
Okay.
6 hockey mask with a nice little Jason pop.
Nice. 3. That's being generous. Matter of fact, I'm lying. 2.
Ooh. What?
That's a sturdy rating. You never know what you're gonna get. It's like a box of chocolates.
I'm the guy that loves everything on 3 Geeks, and Mick teases me about loving everything. But I agree with you, Sturdy. I'm going to give it the same.
See, I had him go last only because I thought his rating was going to be worse than mine. I thought, you know what I mean?
No, because listen. Actually, I'm going to give it a 3 because they did something I couldn't do. They made the movie. Like they went out, they took the time, they put it together. They did something that I would love to do, but I'm never going to do. So anybody who tries and puts something out there, they always get the benefit of the doubt because they took the time to make it.
I mean, I'll give them the credit. I'm just switching you guys around just because of how my logo's up there in the corner. It's kind of blocking his head off. I give them credit for doing it. Don't get me wrong. And again, you guys know my sturdy scale. This thing right here, I got to do a little voiceover for that. Just have it pop up. Huh? That would be nice. But anyway, with this here, I go from a -10 to a +10. Dadpool, thank you for making that, by the way. And a 2 is not bad on my rating scale. I mean, it is and it's not. You know what I mean? Like, it's still kind of credible.
Oh, that makes my 3 even worse than your 2, technically.
But
I didn't know negative numbers were a thing.
Well, no, because that's the sturdy scale. That's just the sturdy scale. You don't have to go by the sturdy scale. You can go by your own. I know most people go from 1 to 10 or 0 to 10. I just like using
dirty. I'd feel dirty giving a movie a negative number because, again, they did it. You know what I mean? They did it. They did it.
They did it.
They tried.
Yes. They tried, yes. But there's some that are just so bad, it's just like, why? Fuck this. This movie sucks. I want to own the rights to it, but I hate it. Speaking of which, before we go any further, someone does have a nice rating for it. I'm going to actually let him go full screen for this.
Ooh, full screen.
Say what?
Ooh, all right.
So right here has his rating for Blood Lake.
So Blood Lake. I'll give it a quick little synopsis of what I thought in my rating. I don't understand why you guys hate it. Like, I get it. It's got that after school vibe, tone to it, and the way it's shot. I mean, I'm going to give it a 5 because, like I said, I'm not mad at it. Like, I couldn't find anything to really hate other than the way it was shot. The ending was a little rough. I don't know. I don't see it being a -10, bro. Like, I can't see it being anything that I've seen worse. And I'm gonna hit you up with the worst, but I give it a 5 just because they put together something. They got behind the camera, they filmed it. But at the time, for being 87, like, I can't be mad at it. If it was like this and it was 2022 and it was this bad, then maybe it might be a 0. But I'm gonna give it a 5.
Interesting.
I'll give it a 5.
That's the most ridiculous shit I ever heard in my life. Wow.
And he's hurt his own rating sometimes.
I can tell you a movie that's worse than that. Rumpelstiltskin.
Okay.
I don't think it is. But
Have you
when
seen
that
Rumpelstiltskin,
when that have I what?
Have you seen Rumpelstiltskin?
Probably not. Not to my recollection, at least.
We'll see. There you go.
But-
You should watch it.
No. Because Sturdy's
Or
not doing
elves.
it.
Or elves. Elves is bad too.
I seen Elves. Blood Lake was way worse than Elves. Elves had a dope cover, but it was a big disappointment.
Exactly. Yeah.
It was a huge disappointment. I actually reviewed that a couple Christmases ago. But anyways, Jason, I'm in the process of, I ain't even started yet. I'm just talking about it. I've been talking about it for the past couple of weeks, but I am going to do it. A Patreon First level.
Oh shit.
Is it worse than Blood Lake Battle? I have a name for it. I have it saved. But basically, come on there. Your horror movie. You think it's worse than Blood Lake? You have to watch Blood Lake, and I need proof that you actually watched the movie, of course. And you send me, tell me the movie, or send me the movie, whatever. I'll watch it, and it'll be a review with me and whoever. Say if it's me and you, Jason, or me and Dadpool, over on the Patreon. Of course, it'll be a Patreon to do this, but it'll be over on the Patreon. And then if you win a shirt and a mug, and if you lose, no, you just lose. You don't lose anything. Credibility with me with bad movies. That's about it. But I've had the funny thing is our friend Sean. Shout out to Sean. He came on before he watched Blood Lake, and he was so like you could ask James. I think Worst Damn was there for this too. He was so confident that he had like 4 or 5 movies guaranteed worse than Blood Lake before he watched it. Yo, he came on the next episode, and apologized. He was like, "Yo, Sturdy, I'm fucking sorry, man." It was like,
who was this, Mick?
No, not Mick. Sean.
Oh yeah.
Remember when Sean was like, I had like 4 or 5 movies definitely worse than this movie before he even watched it. After he watched that, he was like, "Yo, I'm sorry, Sturdy." He was like, "I was absolutely."
How do you not give it at least a -9 ahead of Trans Am in it? That was a pretty sweet car.
It was pulling a boat, and I didn't like the way I didn't. It's still it. That's why I finished the movies, because I thought I was going to see the car more.
This guy.
But no. Had a Trans Am pulling some big-ass, ugly-ass boat that it shouldn't have been pulling. That's for trucks or ugly cars, not for a beautiful Firebird like that.
I mean, they got torque.
Yeah, but that's not true.
Right, so for my special boy, I'm sorry to anybody like involved with this movie if they watch this, but I felt like I was watching a reenactment from the 90s, like reenacting what happened.
I felt like this was bullshit.
Camp Crystal Lake.
What's up, Mick? Didn't have
Jay?
enough dicks in it. That's why Mick didn't like it.
Oh,
Didn't have any.
I feel bad. I railroaded Jason's whole review.
It's just bad acting. It's one of the reasons I didn't like Blood Lake. I can't. Like one of the things I liked about Vengeance and Never Hike in the Woods is not saying they're gonna win Oscars or anything. I'm just saying like the acting was so bad in this that it's really hard to watch.
Never Hike in the Voorhees while Vengeance is on the loose or whatever movie we're watching.
That would be a nice remix.
Yeah.
A boy called Voorhees who hikes in the woods alone.
Seeking vengeance.
I felt like I was watching a reenactment on Cold Case Files or something.
That acting is not that bad on Cold Case Files and all those. It's not believable, but it's something out there.
I'm saying the acting in those are better.
Oh, I thought you were saying it was, yeah.
And you guys know me, like people that watch anything I do, like I like everything. Like there's a small like percentage of movies I dislike.
It's true.
And the only reason I watched this whole movie is because Jason Voorhees was in it. Like Blood Lake, I only made it like 15 minutes into it because the acting in that was just on another level of bad. But
wait, you only watched 15 minutes of Blood Lake?
Yeah, I can't.
Oh, dude, you should wear a sign when you're on this show then. You should have to wear a sign. We watched that movie multiple times all the way through. You didn't even watch the boat scene.
I don't hate myself that much.
And here's the kicker too. Here's the bad thing too, which I know I'm going to end up having to do just to get like a refresher. Even if I just have it on as like a background thing, is when this Patreon shit starts, I have to really go back and watch that movie to get those horrible feelings back. At least once.
You secretly like it.
I don't.
I have not done a show with you where we have not talked about Blood Lake.
He's a movie masochist.
Jason's right. This is Sturdy's favorite movie of all time.
It's Blood Lake and Cocaine Bear. Like I think
I love Cocaine Bear.
And Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but it's not November yet, Chris.
Oh my God.
That's okay. He said favorite movie, so I'm making sure it's there.
Well,
can we buy the rights? Can we buy the rights to Blood Lake and then make a sequel called Blood Lake 2 Cocaine Bear?
We could do whatever we want after that.
Just remake it. It's just a remake.
It's called Cocaine Lake.
No, But
That's
you
gonna
got
still
the
be-
bear in there. You got to have the bear in there. Why not?
Mick just wants to fight a bear so fucking bad, guys.
Fucking coked out trout attacking
Just-
swimmers
just your
coming
post
on the
the other
beach and
day.
eating their ankles.
Your post the other day had me laughing when you were talking about there's a bear in the neighborhood, and you said something about going out there to fight it. Your son was just like,
Fucked.
"I'll do anything to make that happen." I'm just like, "Wow."
I am screwed for life. This is going to happen. I thought this was going to be a funny joke when it started, and it just keeps recurring. It's like the Blood Lake on this show.
Dadpool's already started writing the script. He's got the title, the byline,
Dadpool's
and the
ready.
scene for the first fucking what it's gonna look like. I saw him writing.
I don't mean to take over your show, Sturdy, but I as somebody who likes to debate movies, I know Dadpool liked this obviously more than I did. Now I'm curious to find out why. Like, what was it about the
I'm
movie?
curious too.
Why I liked
Deadpool.
My Special Boy.
Yeah.
I really dug. Like I wrote notes from the start. I dug the Elias and Pamela. Like that was a cool something that we really don't see thoroughly in the Hollywood movies. I thought Gia Rose played a nice Pamela, and Chad Summer played a great Elias.
She was the shining light of the movie. I
And
will
I,
agree with
and
you
I
on that.
thought going towards the end with the scenes with Pamela when Jason's looking at her shrine, like just her coming and just always being over his shoulder and his reaction like a little puppy, yes, Mom, pet my head. Like it was just that was a touching moment. Like I can't believe that Sturdy gave this a 2 and he gave No Man's Land a 2. And we couldn't even watch No Man's Land because you couldn't even see the movie. It was so damn dark. At least with this movie, I thought the camera, the background, it was at a camp again, which is a plus to some of these fan films. I thought the cinematography looked great.
Yup.
Yes, the acting was bad. Like this whole scene with the whole cocaine snorting the lines and that whole like punk rock could have been without.
Weird. Didn't.
But if you take that out, this is a good hour. And then the post credits, like the post credits scene was good too.
I didn't even know there was a post-credit scene.
You didn't know there was a post.
hell
Oh,
yeah.
I guess you got to watch because
There
there's
was
a
like
post
8
credit
minutes
scene.
or 6 minutes left after the fucking credits.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I thought it was just some long ass credits. I was like, all right.
And we got on camera kills as opposed to No Man's Land. Like I'm going to compare this to No Man's Land because you gave that 2 as well. We got on screen kills. They were practical. They were not over the top. I can go on and on why this movie's better than No Man's Land.
So, do you want more positive to come out of this? Because I gave this a 6.5, and I got shit I could say too to follow up with DP. But do you want to go good, bad, make the sandwich like we're in the corporate world over here?
It don't
Okay,
matter.
but I'm arguing for Weed Wolf. Chris, I'm kidding. I love you. It's a full moon out tonight. Let's see the weed.
Burn your ass.
No, listen, I feel bad because I felt bad because I didn't get a chance to come on. Because I was driving. I'm high. Don't get me wrong. I took gummies before I jumped on.
Nice.
But I will say this: I didn't get a chance to watch the movie, so I have no idea.
Listen,
I was going to watch it when you sent it to me, but I was like, I'll watch it before the show, and then I had to leave.
You won't want to. I'm not going to tell you not to watch it because I'm never going to tell somebody not to watch a movie, especially a fan film. So I'll say definitely check it out, and it's better than Blood Lake. I'll say that.
It's got good ideas, and like he said, Pamela was a shining light in this movie for sure. And I would like to see more of the Pamela Elias
story
relationship played out, just
Absolutely.
done better.
You know what bugs me about? Can I go on a rant for a second? Is it okay?
Yeah, but I just want to say the Jason in this sucked.
What?
I didn't like anything about the Jason at all. I didn't like
The
the look.
only
I didn't like
thing
the
that
move,
sucked was
feel. It was just bad.
I know I
wasn't
came
a
in
fan
late,
either.
but Jason didn't seem that bad when I came in.
No, Jason was.
I didn't like him. I didn't like his movements. It just bothered me. That
No,
Jason,
come on. He's just sitting.
it was bad.
He doesn't get the joke, Mick.
I just missed it. I was on my rant of
He's
that.
talking about that.
I'm
Jason.
talking about him.
Oh, yeah, he's good.
I was pretending that you were talking about him.
The bald Jason, he's good for now.
Well, the other Jason was bald too.
Bald.
The bald one with glasses.
Can we do a mix here of like hair bald, hair bald, hair bald right now? Like,
But well, I have hair back, so it's okay. I do say like keep either Jason or I in the corner up here, so that way like the logo doesn't block Deadpool's face or Chris's face or anything.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about my face getting blocked.
Shut your face! It's a beautiful face.
Yeah, you're the money on the stream right now. You're the reason everybody's tuning in.
Oh,
Here's the funny thing: you got this lighting. You got like this like Joe Rogan is angry lighting going on right now, but you're so mellow. It's throwing me off. Like you got like a lava lamp in front of you and everything. I love the vibe.
oh no, it's the microphone.
yeah, that's the
Yeah,
microphone.
no, but it looks like a lava
like
lamp.
lava lamp. Yeah.
I love it. It's perfect.
Thank you.
It's his style, Nick. It's his style. He's just chilling.
I love
Yeah,
it.
I'm going for the I got a green screen and the setup to do everything I want to do. Just not.
That's a
doing
curtain
it.
now.
It's a curtain right
I might wear it as a toga tomorrow. There's a party.
Wouldn't put it past you. I wouldn't.
That
put
way,
it
when
past
people
you.
take pictures of me at the place, I'm blended. They can't see
Go
me.
back-
They color
do me a
grade me
favor.
right out.
Chris, go back there, put it on, and just be like, it's my invisibility cloak, and then just put it over your head.
That may be a piece of
Boom.
content. Thank you.
Boom.
But getting back to Jason Voorhees in this movie,
Yeah.
like
Thank you.
the only
Sorry.
thing that I didn't like about it is that there was one scene where he was running and then he was pacing, and then the running was awkward.
Yeah.
He just it kind of looked stiff. But to go from running to pacing to running again just didn't fit that whole scene. Other than the Jason look, I thought everything else was on point. I thought his mask, off the mask, kind of gave you like that Part 4-ish vibe. The way it looked,
Nice.
I don't know. I don't understand. I want to hear more from Sturdy why he gave it a 2, and Jason why he gave it a 3, for the simple fact, other than just that they made the film. Because I feel like if it was an AI film, it'd be much worse. Like, help me understand these ratings, because this movie wasn't that fucking bad.
You will.
I've
go
seen
to
worse
the
on
Looney
this
Bin.
show, bro.
You
We
will
sat
go
through worse
to the
on this
Looney
show.
Bin.
But listen, what really bothered me is about a Friday the 13th movie is where Jason's one of the worst things about this movie. The look sucked. The movement was horrible. I couldn't
Bugging.
stand it. I couldn't stand
I
it.
All right.
sadly, I hate to agree with Sturdy because we rarely agree when he hates something. Like it never happens. But Jason, I was bored. I felt like I was watching bad recreating like recreations, like cold case files. Like I was watching cold case files prior to watching this movie, and I'd rather watch the cold case files and the reenactments all day. Like I'm a huge Friday the 13th fan, and this one just missed the mark for me. And again, I just can't get past the acting. The acting in it was really bad.
Okay.
But again, they did
Spoiling
something
up,
I would never
spoiling
do.
up.
They made a movie, so I gave it a 3 out of 10.
You can't say you'll never do that, because all you really need is a group of friends or something. Hey, let's
He
fucking
means
try-
anymore. He just doesn't
None
talk
of my
about his
friends
college
live in
days.
Columbus, except for like 3 people.
Thanks.
All my friends are on these streams.
Hey, there's something we could do through a stream as well.
I just wrote a treatment. Let's do
He
it.
He doesn't talk about his dorm gone wild days.
Boom.
Sturdy, what we do on the stream stays between us, remember?
That's it. It's like Vegas out here. It's the
God.
strip. Get it?
Scary
That
Snobs
feels like
After
my
Dark.
God. All right, listen, I can't fucking let this stay in and bottle up. You're bugging. You're bugging. You're cool. You're cool. Listen, okay? This
Fuck you,
fucking
Mao.
movie- That's it. Like, done. All right, listen. The cinematography is definitely what supported this movie. The imagery that they portrayed, the visceralness of the Jason. Yes, he had those errors in the walk and the pacing and all that stuff, like Deadpool said. But other than that, the way they framed him, the way they got the certain shots, he was fucking menacing. He looked big to me. And when he was chopping and just killing, it was fucking that was. I feel like Jason X has a lot of the visceralness, but there's a lot of fast-paced killing where this was brutal visceral to me. And I was like, yo, that's fucking dope. This imagery was so good that it did. I'm not saying it completely appends the fucking bad acting in this. Not at all. The bad acting sucked, but that's one of the reasons why I gave it a 6.5. He gave it a 6. It's because if the acting was better to us, this would have been probably an 8-9 movie because it looked beautiful. It was brutal. It was Jason in a new light and new way. It was just the acting that let this movie down, and that's it. Sound design was good and designation curation on it. I thought they did a great job.
So I got a question. Like, you gave Vengeance a 9, right? If I remember correctly. So you think this is only 2.5 spots below Vengeance?
Because if I just said if the acting was better in this, it'd be on par with the first Vengeance that I gave that 8 or 9.
I disagree. I don't know where you saw the cinematography in this movie. It literally
there was
like
a lot of shots and the angles that they had of Jason's face and how they switched certain things to the mother talking and like all that shit. It is so hard to do some of those scenes when she starts to kill Elias there on the porch and shit like that. The shit they do to warp it was fucking dope.
I don't have a lot of leg to stand
in my
on
backyard.
I don't have a lot of leg to stand. Well, that doesn't matter. I don't have a lot of leg to stand on here, but I have been, like, while you guys are talking, I have it on and I'm looking at it, just see what it looks like, see what Jason looks like and stuff, see what you guys are kind of talking about. And I will tell you the cinematography is good in this. And if you're, especially comparatively to normal independent film, short films that are low budget, and if you take it even further and you put it against horror shorts or horror, even horror features that are independent, you know, this looks better than a lot of them.
I can give you one scene alone. It's or one death. It's Levi's death. He's like the arrogant prick, and he's got the little pocket flip mirror. Just to see that kill, and then you see Jason's POV for like a second. Look, and then you look at the mirror, and you could just see Jason going at it, just going at it.
So for me, I'll say the same.
Like so hard, dirt was flying. He was chopping so hard into him, dirt was flying with the fucking.
The cinematography and some of the kills is why this movie is a 2 for me. Everything else I didn't like about it. Like, I can deal with bad acting, but again, when you're watching, for me, when I'm watching a Friday the 13th movie, it's one that Jason's in, as far as hockey mask Jason or sackhead Jason. I won't talk about the original if they do, transform the original. But I need to see. When I see Jason, I need to get that feel that that's Jason. I did not get that from this movie at all. I didn't get the feel of Jason. I got it more so as like not even the copycat like Roy from Part 5. It didn't even feel like that. It just felt like some dude just threw a mask on and decided to just do shit.
I'm really glad you guys like this movie, but to me, it just felt like another bald guy in a mask.
Honestly, this was the first time in a long time that I felt like, fuck, I could be scared of Jason, and he's in a movie, and I know it's a movie, and I'm like, man, like if that motherfucker was real and I was in that position, I'm fucked.
Is there 2 versions of this movie online? Because I feel like I watched a different movie than you guys.
I feel like you did too. Like, I think it's an unfair comparison to say Vengeance is a 10 and this is a 6. Vengeance budget was probably 1,000 times more than this budget alone. But what they did with this budget and what they put out as a final product, if the acting was better and a couple scenes were a little fixed and corrected, Sean getting bashed, and he survives with no bruises at the end, that bugged me. But this is a 6. This is a 6. Even on sturdy scale, this is a 6.
Even with the sturdy scale, you say?
Even with the sturdy scale, it's a 6.
What did you say? Yeah, the writing was not bad. The story was not bad. It was the delivery that was fucked up for me. Because again, if just the portrayal and the delivery was better, again, I'd be like, yo, this is definitely on par with Vengeance. And there's shots in here and techniques done that to me take more skill and attention to detail in the process. That I'm like, yo, like I'd be hard pressed to kind of be like, nope, it's kind of a little bit better. It's kind of a little bit better from like the artsy side of it to me.
I mean, just from what I'm looking at and like with Jason and stuff, it looks like he's modeled more after the remake than he is the original, which I don't hate. I didn't mind the remake because, like, with what you were saying with the walking and the running, because I do see some of it in different clips that I'm looking at. So, I could see him modeled after that. Now, I don't know if that's the case because you said I haven't seen her, but you said Pamela shows up in this, so I don't know which version of Pamela. you
Kind
know,
of the younger version, middle, because it's not the old lady Pamela.
so
Definitely.
probably more like the remake then. That
Yeah.
might be what they were basing
Not
this off.
well, not as young, but maybe.
Well, she wasn't. I mean, Nana Visitor.
She didn't look, but she looked young, and she looked really young in the
She
movie.
was, yeah. I mean, she looked younger than like Betsy Palmer did in the original, but she still. I mean, she was still older, but
Yeah.
for the most part, like looking at this, I don't know. I mean, again, I'd have to watch it to know if it's a good movie or not.
Yeah, you really gotta
Jason,
watch
are you in the group chat with us?
I don't think so.
You want me to add him to that one?
Could you? Just so I can
No.
send him. I'm like, now he's got me thinking. I'm like, yo, here's the link that I watched. Like,
No. He saw the right one because it was the same one Sturdy sent me, and that's the one we're looking at. My special boy. I will add him, by the way. But if I could just ask 2 questions of you guys, because you watched the movie and you guys are big Friday 13th fans and stuff like that. One, walk Jason, run Jason. What do you prefer? Because he did run in a couple. He did run in the second one, and he did run in the remake.
I want to say this too: the running does not bother me. It's just the way it looked in this movie. The way he moved, his movements, I just hated.
100%.
His body movements, I hated. And you guys know, I've been saying this throughout the whole Camping with Sir Sturdy, and this is the last episode of Camping with Sir Sturdy. Then we're getting turned on to some other stuff, some interviews, and some other fun shit. So stay tuned. But how like the body movements of the Jason, I like them in most of these films, and that really helped the rating because that right there is if you have to for me, if you're watching, Friday the 13th, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, like a fan film of those, you have to portray those 3 icons very, very well. They don't have to look exactly like the ones, of course. They could have their own twist to it, but you have to really knock that shit. Especially if you try to do your own twist to it. Like if you do your own twist to it, you really have to knock it out of the park. You really have to knock it out of the park, or else it's gonna just pull. Well, I'll say it's gonna pull me out of it. And this movie really pulled me out of it. I didn't like it.
so what I'm hearing then is that in order for it to be something that you're gonna like in a Jason rendition, there has to be some type of nostalgia link to the walks of some of the prior ones that you liked.
No, it just has to be good. It has to make me feel like it's Jason, make me feel like it's threatening.
See,
You know what I mean? I didn't
what-
feel threatened by this Jason at all.
what this should have been done, like with you, is seeing Vengeance and Vengeance 2 and Rosebud so early on. You had this image in your head of what it has to look like already. So when we start to see the movies that are lesser than the Vengeances and the Rosebuds and even the Never Hike Alones, I think you're unfairly comparing it to those movies where like I said, was this a perfect movie? No. Was it better than some of the other ones that we've seen? Yes. Is it as good as Vengeance?
That's
It's
not fair.
it's a couple notches
Close.
below,
Yeah,
but it's not as bad as, and I'll call them out. Not as bad as 9 Lives. It's not as bad as No Man's Land. It's not as bad as the other one, the Dead.
Oh,
The Death Curse. It's
Death
not as
Curse.
bad as Death Curse. So I think if we take out Vengeance, we take out Never Hike Alone, this is probably the best fan film that we've watched in this Camping with Sir Sturdy.
I've
Yeah,
seen
I-
a couple fan films of this quality that I thought were really, really good. It's just this is why I like movies so much, because we all watch the same thing, but the reaction is so
But it's so
different.
different,
Like
yeah.
the things that worked for you, I agree with. It didn't work enough for me to make it a higher rating.
And that's
As
fair.
it didn't offset the negatives that I found in the film.
Like I was saying. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jason.
And I love this. I love debating movies with people because it's fascinating to me that so many people can go watch the exact same thing. And
All right, shut up. I want to talk about the movie. So
I am talking about.
But no, what I was gonna
no,
say.
you're talking
is,
about
like,
talking about the movie.
with this movie again, the Jason character. If this Jason character was up to the standards of what I would like, this movie might have been a 3 or a 4 for me. But because to me, not to anybody else, but to Sturdy, the Jason just didn't do anything for me. And again, at least give me that scary presence. It doesn't have to have a nostalgia. I did like how the mask looked. I like how they did their own twist of the mask. But I don't know, maybe using somebody a little bit taller, a bigger dude. I don't know. It just whatever it was, it just didn't work for me. And that's again a huge important thing of Friday the 13th. Again, when adult Jason or whatever you want to call the middle one, part 2, teenage/adult Jason, whatever you want to call that, and on when you have that character, you want him to have a certain presence, and he didn't have that presence for me for this film.
I'm trying to figure out if I was like high or something, because I was like, I literally said when he got on screen, I was like, God damn, this Jason seems kind of bulky. And then it cut to this other angle of it. I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, even though he kind of was a little bit thinner, but he still had this width to him, and the way he was, I was like,
they might have lost their main guy the night of filming or something for that shot. You never know. I mean, stuff like that changes all the time, especially on sets like these.
At first, I thought he was a monster. I was like, oh shit.
Or they might have just had a monster for that day and just like, let's make him look big. He doesn't look that big to me in a few of these shots. Like he looks, well, I mean, I'm big, but you know, like he doesn't look that intimidating to me. The way he's kind of carrying himself, but I kind of get that, but
and that right there again, and I mean, Friday the 13th is, as most people know, is my favorite slasher franchise. You might as well just put up on my favorite. I don't really necessarily have favorite movies, but you might as well put them up there with that. Just even if you want to throw it the nostalgia factor, whatever it is. But with these fan films, again, I know they don't have to be the exact Jason. You don't want them to be the exact Jason for the movies. You want them to have their own thing, their own feel to it. But where you feel like that Jason is Jason in that film, and that's a very important. And again, I could overlook the bad acting, but if you have a really good Jason, or good Jason at least, and to me they didn't have that, plus the really bad acting, and I'm like, I'm not even mad at the story. The story of how the guy, you know, his family with the Christie, his family bought the camp from the Christies, right? Yep. And you know, him and his friend seeing Jason drown supposedly, which that part threw me off a little bit because it's like Jason drowned way before you were even born. So how the hell did you see
50s, right? 60s.
Yeah, and you're young as shit. And your camp, does it say like established in like the 80s or something, if I'm not mistaken, on the shirt?
1984, 1986, I think it's.
And I'm like, what the? So, okay, so you changed that up. Okay, you made Jason die in the 80s instead of the 50s. Because you guys are only in like maybe your 30s at best. But
I like that. I like that they did that. I also, one of the things, there's a lot of good ideas in here. It's just, for me, the execution didn't work. I like the idea of the guy that's running the camp now having been around when it all happened and knowing Pamela personally, you know, and thinking the family was really cool or whatever. I liked all that stuff. Again, it wasn't the way it was executed didn't work. Like if they sat down and maybe retweak some things, I might like this a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. I can agree with that, but again, the huge thing is a better Jason. I'm going to keep saying that too, a better Jason. So if you guys go out and make a Friday the 13th fan film, even if I do some shit like that, criticize the Jason first, because that is very important in my opinion. And then I would say if you're to do one about, say, Pamela or Elias, you really have to credit those are the characters, like those main ones, Jason. And if you do one about his parents or something, look at those characters specifically and just, you want to get that feel that's them.
But the criticism of Jason, though. Sorry, go ahead.
Just to jump back on Vengeance, that felt like Elias to me, in my opinion. What were you saying, Deadpool? Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, if we're going to criticize Jason and his look, we got to understand the story and where this Jason fits in, where the timeline of this Jason is supposed to be. To me, it felt like a little bit between 3 and 4, like the setting of this movie. That's just my assumption based on his look. And
I can see that.
That's pretty safe, I'd say.
I'm not too mad at his look. It's just more of the person playing it, like his body, everything about him, his body language. His look wasn't bad. I didn't care about that too much. But his body language.
You didn't like any of the kills then, because obviously his body is being accentuated and being focused on with those kills.
The kills weren't bad, but still the way he moved and it just didn't look good. It just didn't look good. The end result of the kill, of course, that's cool, but I mean, I don't know. It just didn't feel like a Jason character to me. I feel like they should have used somebody bigger, somebody taller at the very least. because it could have just been some dude just holding their. It felt like it was just a guy holding his arms out like this the whole time, and then running like this and shit. That's how I got. That's what I got from that, and I just didn't, or running like this all weird, and it just didn't work. It took away. It took.
Well,
Now
away.
he's trying to portray a heavy lurch in his run. You know what I mean? It's like,
Nah,
Well, if we are sharing controversial opinions,
yes, please.
hello.
What's up, Desi?
I don't think
How you
that.
doing?
What's going on? I don't think that fan film should be
Oh.
any longer than 15 minutes, and I think they're useless if they're longer than 15 minutes. Personally,
Interesting.
it's a, from a filmmaking standpoint, I don't think I think fan films are a waste of time personally. But if you're gonna make them, they shouldn't be longer than 15 minutes, and that should just be your business card to try and get into becoming a filmmaker.
Well, I agree, and I think the budget should be no more than $3,000. No more than.
I mean, you can make the budget as much as you want. I don't care about that. That's your money. It's like if Millionaire wanted to make a 15-minute, but like if you want to be a filmmaker, make something original. That's what people want to see. But if you want, and I understand wanting to work with these characters, so make a short and say, I can do this with your character. Take it to. So if you make Jason Voorhees or you make Superman or whatever, take it to those production companies and say, I can do this. I would love to give it a try with more money. I can make this. But that's the problem. They're raising these funds that take so long, and there's so much that goes into it. And I've watched, like with Never Hike Alone, Never Hike Alone 2, Never Hike Alone, which is, excuse my language, fucking ridiculous. You're making sequels to fan films. Make an original horror film. Get your name out there. You've made the first one. And then when you get your name out there, because clearly you've made a good film. Clearly you have the chops. Make an original film. Get your name out there. And then say, hey, guys, you know what I can do with Jason? I did this. People seem to really like it. Don't worry about making 2, 3, 4. But people get lost in it, and they keep doing that. And it's like, come on, man. It's pointless. If you want to be a filmmaker and you're making fan films, you're not going to get noticed. They want to know that you can create original stories with these characters or with new characters. They want to know that you can come in here and make it on your own. If you don't get those characters, you need to be able to be flexible,
I agree.
And that's why I think, like, if you want to make a 15-minute short film that's a fan film that tells a story like this, fine. But when you make it like an hour and 10 minutes, it's too much. Like, what's the point? You don't own the rights to the character. You make no money off of it. You can't do anything with it. And I'm telling you right now, no producers, I don't care how good it is, no producer in Hollywood that owns the rights to, or producer or executive producer or studio or whatever, they're not watching your film. They're not watching your film. No agent watching your film. Maybe another filmmaker. I'm not saying other filmmakers won't watch it. I'm saying no producers or anything like that saying, let's give this guy a job. Unless it's truly a wow, and the only time that's ever happened was not on fan films. That's only ever happened with original stuff. Like 405, which was a short film that Steven Spielberg saw. But the guys made a film where they landed a plane on the 405 freeway in California.
Wow.
So like it was all visual effects. So like it was, that was gonna get noticed. Paranormal Activity, stuff like that. Like little things like that. You're gonna go make original stuff. Go make that. It's okay if you want to make a fan film and it's okay. It's even better if you want to make a fan film to practice.
I was gonna say, as a practicing tool to develop your skills.
But then don't raise all these funds. Don't use all your resources of crowdfunding. Like, make an original film that's going to get your name out there. Why would I ask tons and tons of people money, promise all these perks, put all this work in that's a headache for something that may or may not make it, but it's most likely not going to make it if I don't own any rights to it?
I don't know. A lot of the people we've interviewed have done it mostly for the love of the franchise.
I get that, and that's fine but that's a different story.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about people who want to go out and for a hobby want to go filmmaking and they love these characters and they want to make movies. Go ahead, then make as much as you want.
But But that though, they do that passion project, but then they're also doing like their own original films as well. They just wanted to do. They just love Friday the 13th. That they just wanted to do their own full length features, however many they've done. Which the most I've seen is either one to two movies. I haven't seen any more than two.
And even then, I still wouldn't waste my time. It's still time, effort, money, crew you're putting together. You know, I would make a short film and then take that if you're a filmmaker. You know, because I'm guessing if they were on your show, they were in the industry.
Yes.
Correct. So, and Jason, am I right?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I think so.
You were the one that said it, weren't you? You were the one that said people have come on my show and they like.
No, I was on this show for the.
On this show, yeah.
The camera was Search 30, yeah.
Yeah, like so like Cody when he made Voorhees, he made an hour and a half. Jason that I thought was good. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Voorhees was good. I had a good time with it.
Same here.
It didn't get him anywhere. That didn't propel him anywhere. His name didn't go anywhere with that. It didn't even show like, oh, he's a good filmmaker. You know,
now, like so what would you say is the reason that there's like no catalyst or no part of it is advantageous? Because is it because there's no marketing or you're not putting it in front of enough eyes or enough people?
When you don't own the rights, you can't market it.
That's true.
When you don't own the rights, you can't sell it.
You can't even take it to like a film festival or anything like that.
No.
Can you play it at a goddamn drive-in or something? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, unless you're showing it for free. You can, like Cody took Voorhees and showed it at the Alamo. He rented the theater. He had a big premiere for it. Everybody kind of came out, and it was a good time. And again, I really enjoyed the movie and had a fun time with it. Seeing everyone, it felt really good. But like, you know, to take in comparison, when we did that for Bloody Summer Camp, and we all went out in the very same theater, doing the very same thing. Only I think it was like a couple of months later or something like that we did that. You see the difference of. Like, yeah, everybody came out and saw this fan film, and then nobody was talking about it 2 to 3 weeks later. But Dave is on his third film. And he gained the most amount of money in crowdfunding for his third film. You know, I think he's up to like 65,000.
That's amazing.
Just in crowdfunding, and he's still going, and he's filming it. And the stars are getting bigger.
I was going to say, are we talking about now this is an original IP type deal?
Yes, sir. But
he writes his stuff. Yep. He sets it all up. Deadpool knows because he's seen Dave on the show, right? Dave Kerr and
I know exactly what you're talking about too. Yeah. I actually reached out to him about when we do review Bloody Summer Camp, having him on for an interview/review type of deal. And then
all right, let me know. I'll set that up.
Also, which we'll make it on a Thursday because I'd love to have you on here too, and also having him discuss his new project that is, you know, the Indiegogo, going for that and all that good stuff.
Yeah, Dave's great.
But he's a nice guy. I had him on I actually think I had him on when they were promoting Bloody Summer Camp. I had him and Mike on.
Yeah, I'm a big follower of like the Sam Raimi, Bruce Campbell school of thought, Rob Tapper school of thought. When they wanted to shop their movie around for Evil Dead, they made a 15-minute short film of Evil Dead, where it was just Bruce Campbell in a gory setting at a cabin fighting a demon. And they took that 15-minute film and they brought it all around to investors. So, but if that's they made a fan film of Halloween and showed it to investors, do you think they would have gotten the money?
No.
Because they want to see something. Right. You know, so like that's and again, I'm not saying you can't make fan films. There's definitely
I get what you're saying though. Like he's not saying you can't, but I guess basically what he's saying is like, look, you guys want to make a fan film that gets some eyes on you, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Better, or do a 15-minute short of your own original content. That would be even better. But if you want to do it, Jason, but I do understand like wanting to do that passion project, especially if you grew up, you know, you're a little kid, I want to be in this movie, I want to be in this movie. And that's like, you know what, let me just make my own version of it. I do get that part of it, but I also get what you're talking about. Like, if you really want to make it big in this, you may have. Not you may have to. Like, just make your own original stuff. Just start with that. Work on your craft. That way, you'll get better and better at creating a fresh story each time you make a new story.
Yeah.
Fan films should be for young filmmakers. It should be for young filmmakers, and I'm talking teenagers up into their 20s learning. And it's like that's almost like your garage band days.
Mm-hmm. What about I have a just speaking on because you're just saying basically when you're learning now. What about if somebody's starting later on in life? Do you still think they should try to?
Fine, but make them. But again, like 15 minutes. Use that as your way of learning. You know, because you're not making any money off of it. And like,
True.
I guarantee you, if somebody is really truly like dedicated to the craft to want to keep going and become a filmmaker, and they keep making fan films, they will eventually get bored and want to make something original.
Yeah, I could see that.
Or team up with someone, like maybe they're not a writer, and that's fine. You know, you don't have to make the original piece yourself, but you're going to want to team up with somebody who does.
Yeah.
But if you're just making fan films, you're also limiting yourself to a certain number of people who are like, yeah, I want to work with you on this, you know, because a lot of other low budget filmmaking crew members, like makeup artists, things like that, who go job to job and, you know, it can be a very cool way to live. You know, especially in like your 20s and 30s, you're doing this and you see fan film and you're like, all right, well, I mean, if it pays, it pays. Then you go do it. But 9 times out of 10, it's deferred.
Right.
And if it's deferred, how are you ever going to get your money back on a fan film? You know, and now Dadpool, I know a friend of yours, Chris, who makes very good films. They look good. They're well written. You know, he does a good job with them. I put nothing past him. Now, I haven't seen anything original of his, so I can't lump him into this or anything like that.
Oh, he's got a lot of original content. You just got to look on his channel.
Well, fair, but again, I'm not lumping him into that. I'm saying, I'm just saying, like, I know you know a guy who does make fan films, but if he's making his original content as well, and that's what he focuses on for, you know, like making the money and stuff like that, then when you're doing it, you can make all fan films you want. Who gives a shit? You know, like at that point, who cares? Yeah. But if you're starting out, but also, if I remember correctly, Chris's is mostly short films, aren't they?
Yeah, they're no more than 10 minutes, which is the perfect
I think, and that's perfect practice. And that's another thing too. Like I'm more for the original. I think you should do original pieces because you never know who you can sell to or what festivals you can put in. But if you're like in between jobs, you got 6 months off and you're like getting the bug, you want to film something, fine, fan film real quick, boom. I get that, but you're still doing the job. You're in there. But if you're starting out, cut out the fan film. Stop making 2-hour fan films, hour-and-a-half fan films. Make a 15-minute fan film. Say, hey, I can do this with your IP. I can do this with a character that exists. This is an idea I had. And what I would do is I would never make a 15-minute fan film without having a feature script written that works within that world, whether it be a reboot or some kind of, you know, requel or whatever it is. And then, again, shop it to whoever owns the rights and say, I've made this fan film. You know, it's getting a lot of heat on YouTube. It's doing really well. But I also wrote this feature script. And if you would think about it, I would love for you to check it out. Because now look at it, too, to point out, again, to your friend Chris Dadpool, and I don't mean to keep putting him on the thing. Look at what happened to him. He made a fan film, a Predator-based fan film, and somebody else is making money off of it.
Yep.
So stop wasting your time on fan films. Make original stuff. And if you want to do Predator, start making original stuff that's kind of in the vein of Predator. James Cameron wanted to do sci-fi stuff early on. So he filmed sci-fi stuff. He worked in the sci-fi world, you know. He worked his way into that. You know, stop doing the fan films, you know, because then somebody else is going to make money off of it.
It's crazy.
You make so many great points, but I love watching those fan films that you're talking about at the same time. But don't get me wrong, I do want to see original indie films. Do not get me wrong on that. I love seeing original content. I love seeing that. It shows us more as fans and podcasters, because we're all podcasters / content creators on here, but it shows us like a different view, like a different version of you, like another side of your mind or whatever. We get to see deeper into your mind because it's like, okay, I'm creating this story, or me and my team are creating this story. Even if you pulled it from some realism, whatever, but you're creating this story instead of you have the safety, and I'm no disrespect when I say this because I can't do it, but you have the safety of the character of Jason or Fred. Even if you don't follow the whole story of it, you have the safety of that character. You have the safety of some sort of camp with Jason. You have the safety of Nightmare on Elm Street with Freddy, and so on and so forth with the rest of them. Haddonfield for Halloween and all that. So you have that safety net where it's like, okay, if I want to do a Jason story, I want people to like it. I kind of want to get away from Camp Crystal Lake, but you know what? Let me kind of jot this down real quick. You know what? Let me keep Camp Crystal Lake in there too, and then those, you know what I mean? It's just like you still have that kind of thing right there. So it's like, I do want to see original content. I love original content. So yeah,
you and I come from I don't want to say, I guess, a selfish fan point of view, Sturdy, where give us more everything. Friday the 13th, and then Mick comes from, the world. He understands, how the business works. And it's always fascinating to hear that alternate take, because I don't think about the filmmakers. Like, I just think that I have a Friday the 13th movie on TV that I get to watch, I don't.
You have like 12 of them though. Yeah. Like there's 12 of the movies there, and I know that's not real with every movie, and I'm not putting you down. I get it, and the fan films do help. I'm not saying I don't watch them. I'm not saying I don't think they're cool. There are some very cool fan films, and again, I hate pointing out Deadpool so much, but I love the guy, so I'm going to keep doing it. Chris Notarelli, his friend, makes really good fan films. I've watched them. They're very good, and he does all different types. So, I'm not saying there isn't a merit to making them, and it isn't cool to see them, and especially, like you said, if it's hobby or something like that, cool. I mean, I've seen some Star Wars fan films that blew me out of the water, and I thought they did it better than the actual IPs in Star Wars were being done. So, when you go on and you're with all of this, like, I agree with you. Like, I do like watching them. But it may sound from a business standpoint. I'm saying it from you want to be a filmmaker.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And you're raising all of this money for a fan film. It's a waste. It really is. Like, it's so sad. And you see how it becomes a waste, because I see so many people raising money for fan films, or doing it, or putting their own money in most times. And that just never works, because you always just become broke. And then you have nothing really to show for it. You can't go anywhere with it, and then I watch other people who are like, well, I'm going to make something, and the first thing they make sucks, and it's terrible, and it's horribly done. But then they got a chance to make another thing, and then another thing, and it got better and better each time. And you're going to get better. You can shoot 100 fan films. You're going to get better as you go. But it's not a business. You're not going to make anything off of it. You're not going to do anything with it. And they're not going to magically hire you, because, again, you guys all just argued over how many Jason fan films and which one was better. So tell me, which director of those movies should be directing the next Friday the 13th?
I like that.
I'll tell you what. I'll take Jason Brooks working with this dude who did the cinematography on this one.
Shit, I'll say
I'd want
Never Hike Alone and Vengeance. Put those ones together. Put those teams together.
I'd want Never Hike Alone's team to do it.
But at the same time, all these fan films that we did watch, I would love to see what they could do with original content, with original films. I know a couple of them are doing their own original films. They're working on that. But I'd love to see them all do their own original thing, even if it's original shorts, 15 minutes, half hour, whatever. I don't care. I would love to see it. I'd love to see it. Just
at the very least, I'd like to see Jason Brooks play Jason on a big screen, like, adaptation.
Well, real quick, because this is the last episode of the Friday the 13th, and I ask this again, with this like kind of experiment you've been doing, Sturdy, and all of you. So I asked you, who would you like to direct it? Now, you all have in your head who out of all of these fan films, the director you'd like to see directed. Now take the actual Friday the 13th vision and put it on the big screen. And now this is the big budget movies. And take that director and what they made. Even though you liked their vision for what it was, because you got something extra out of Jason Voorhees, does that fit the vision for all?
Little choppy, Mick.
Come on. Can you hear me?
Or you said, yeah. We just lost you when you said, does it fit the vision?
Does it fit the vision? I meant, does it fit the vision of like the franchise of like building, and will all the fans love that vision? And now I'm not saying it can't.
Yeah.
But like, are you just choosing them because out of all of these, they were the best one?
Definitely out of all of these, they were the best ones.
There's plenty of horror directors out there that are probably better.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
You know, who directed original stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. I can go on a whole rant about reboots too.
So, a quick question for you, though. Okay, because maybe I don't understand for sure the difference, but what makes somebody directing something on a small scale versus a large scale any different than when you got to start out somewhere anyway? As long as the writing is good and you have the vision in place and you can actually have that be translated through the lens, I feel like that's what it is. It's not about just who you are as a director, who the director is doing it. I think it's about the person who's able to take the vision and create it on screen. You know what I mean? And who's to say that the person who's doing it on the small scale can't just do it on the big scale? You know what I mean? If even if this is going to be their first time on a big scale doing it with, let's say, a $50 million budget, and they're only used to 50 grand. Who's to say that that person that's only used to the 50 grand isn't going to kill it with a $50 million budget?
Because I can tell you for all assurity. Now, listen, are there any exceptions to the rule? And Orson Welles, of course. Because he's Orson Welles. But now let's equate it to like gaming. And now this is a dumbed down version, like allegory.
So now he's coming from my mental. Okay.
No. But like, just because you are the worst damn gamer, so like, let's like put it to gaming. So let's rewind to 1988, and you got the NES, right? And young Chris is playing the NES. He's getting better and better. He's doing a good job. He beats whatever the hardest game is at the time. And now, Chris, you're playing PS5. You're killing it. You're doing really good, right?
I like where you're going. I'm manifesting.
Could Chris on NES do the same with the PS5 that you could? No, because Chris on NES has equipment that isn't the same. He doesn't have the same experiences going through the motions of the years of gaming.
It's true.
Chris on the NES doesn't have just that whole that maturity of stepping onto a $50 million, which in today's world is still like low budget. It's insane, but a $50 million shoot, like from 50,000 to 50 million. I will tell you from personal experience, stepping onto any type of shoot that is millions and millions and millions of dollars will make you shit a brick when you're used to all the low budget, because you don't have the experience. You'll gain it, but you're not going to gain it going from director of low budget to director of the high budget. You're going to get it from going from director of low budget to following the chain up. Now, again, you can do it. Paranormal Activity.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It happens. But you got to do something original that wows everybody.
Oh, I'm not disputing just the original thing. I was just saying that, hey, like you said, the whole difference between. Yeah. Okay, so why can't the dude who's used to 50K just step on like a boss and be like, you know what? I'm taking the reins on this. This is my dream. This is my shit, and make it happen. That's, to me, 100% doable.
Yeah. And think about it from that. And I'm sorry, I'm like kind of taking over and talking too much, but let's take Paranormal Activity, right? Mm-hmm. So Paranormal Activity, and I'm using that as the example of like the guy who made it, from that low budget. That's Oren Pell or whatever his name is. He only directed 3 or 4 of the Paranormal Activity movies.
Okay.
He's produced a ton of stuff. but he directed one movie, became huge, and only directed 3 of its sequel. So he's not a director. He has no experience to do it. They know they can't hire him to direct another $50 million, something like that. But becoming a producer, being hands-on with it, that's a skill thing. You can learn that.
Okay.
You know, that talent-wise of having the eye, the creativity, and things like that in those different areas, he didn't have it. I can tell you right now, if he's not moving on to more and more directing jobs.
I mean,
but producing-wise, sure.
So then,
and that's what I mean. Like, you can't just step in. Like, you can get lucky, but you're probably.
I was
not
like,
gonna
what do you
be-
say to like Jordan Peele? You know what I mean? I'm like, he just came out of
He's
nowhere.
not
With
lucky.
that.
He's been doing
He
it
was
for
doing
years.
comedy and shit like that. Not really all of this other filmmaking type shit. I mean, they did a sketch show. Don't get me wrong, but
I beg you
Yeah.
to go back and rewatch Key and Peele and tell me in almost every sketch that dude is not a horror director through and through.
I'm not saying that he's not. I'm just saying that he just came in and was like, "Yo, I've arrived
but what
at
I'm
this.
saying
I'm
is
doing that."
But that's 6 years of experience
And doing
of
another type,
directing,
yeah.
of writing,
Okay.
of cinematography, of getting the look, the feel, the vibe down, because it's your show and you can control that.
Hey.
So he gained all that experience and then wrote a script and had a chance to direct it. And they didn't give him any money for it. They gave him very little amount of money to do it because Keanu did well, which he
That was
directed.
hilarious.
So like he stepped in, he was like, I want to do this. They gave him a little money. And it just, again, that was his blow up. But that was one where that's a guy who didn't get lucky and blew up at a film festival. That's a guy who's been busting his ass.
That's true.
And came up in the comedy circuit and all that stuff for 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he and Jason Sudeikis were in a comedy group in like 2000 together.
Yeah.
So like they've been doing this for years.
And comedy skills can translate into horror. It's all about timing.
Timing,
if you know
yeah.
comedy timing, you can do some horror timing as well. So
yeah.
No, that's true. No, I hear you. I hear you. I just had to keep the conversation going and keep
No,
pushing the
I
buttons.
really enjoyed this. And Mick, honestly, man, if you're free on Thursdays, I know that some are gonna be like horror reviews / interviews, but I'd really like you on for this because you're an independent creator and you used to do film and all that stuff. And I'm really trying to have a lot of indie horror. So please, guys, if you know anybody, let them know I'm doing this. Like every Tuesday and Thursday, if I can do it, again, I'm gonna keep doing my content, guys. Forgive me, but if I can stick with the indie stuff, I will. But I'm dead serious. Hit me up, and I'll say fuck the regular movies, even the ones I have on the wheel for now. They'll be on standby until the strike is over. But you gotta help a brother out. You have to help a brother out. Popcorn and Pints is a whole nother thing. There's too many heads over there. But right here in Horror Research 30, and I know there's a lot of indie horror that's coming out. If you guys want to come in here for an interview with us, and we'll talk about what got you into that kind of stuff. Whatever the case may be, just come on, let's go. I got a few lined up.
Awesome.
I will say, and we'll talk about it because talk about coming on and whatever, and I'm always happy to help you out and be there for you. But when it comes to Dave Kerr, I just wanted to say, like, I know he's filming right now, so like he's filming through August.
Okay.
Return of Slasher Nurse, so like he is. I talk to him like a lot, so like I know he's like super stressed.
Yeah.
And I'm not even talking to him. Like I'm not even the guy who talks to him like a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I will put in a good word for you. Let's get to like September, October when he's like, all right, filming, because like it's at high tension.
Oh, I get it, man. I get it. That's absolutely fine. I greatly appreciate that. That's absolutely fine. That'll work.
No, you guys are going.
That'll work. I've had him on before a few months ago for Bloody Summer when Bloody Summer Camp was going on. The Kickstarter.
Go Away is coming out soon too, so you can probably have him on for that.
Perfect. Well, he can come on for Go Away. He can come on to promote his movie. He can come on for Bloody Summer Camp. That's 3 times right there. So, guys, if you have multiple movies, fan films, I'll accept them too. I don't know if Mick will, but Sturdy will. But I had to. But no, seriously though, independent creators, horror creators, let's work. Seriously, let's work. And Hollywood, fuck you. Start paying people what they deserve. Start giving these people what they deserve. And until then, fuck you.
They're coming for you now.
You talented billionaires, or you talentless billionaires, pay the talent, because without the talent, you guys ain't shit.
And don't cut your streaming services.
I want to say thank you. Sturdy for having me on. I want to say I'm sorry to Jason and Dadpool for messing with you guys, but I do love you. I was more like pointing that at you, Dadpool, but like talking about Chris, but like I was messing with you, Jason, because I love you. I love you.
You can check it out
Chris?
because he'll be coming on to maybe defend some of your statements very soon. I'm just kidding.
Oh, really? Well, look, dude. I mean, listen.
No, he really is coming on in a couple weeks, though. He really is.
Good. He should, man. He's a talented guy. But I do want to say he should make a fan film of Weed Wolf, and you guys should show it on the show. And Chris should play the Weed Wolf. And we can do a Blood Lake fan film.
I mean, I already told you. I already have the Firebird. I'm just going to be driving to the track, and that's my only part in the movie. Whatever you guys do after that, I don't care.
You are putting on a mullet, and you're hanging out the whole time on that couch, dude.
I can't do that.
Jason doesn't know what I'm talking about because he watched 15 minutes of the movie.
A black dude and a mullet? Is that a thing? I might watch Blood Lake if that's a thing.
I'm gonna watch Blood Lake.
I'm gonna have to watch it now. I've never seen a black guy with a mullet before.
No, not a black guy with a mullet, just a mullet.
I've seen a mullet. They're coming back, which they shouldn't be, but that's another.
He's jealous because he doesn't have a mullet. That's why he's saying they shouldn't be.
I could grow a mullet if I wanted to. My back hair grows just fine.
It's the top. So grow it out, Jason. Grow it out till October.
No. Ew.
Come on, man. Join the crew.
No.
Yeah, look at him. They just go up too.
Let's go scrub some floors together.
Yeah, but you guys have hair up top. I'm not growing a bold mullet.
You should do it, dude. You should. Oh my God, you should do it.
No.
Oh, you should grow a ponytail. Like,
there you go.
If I was still single, maybe, but not. No.
Jason, I'm telling you, you grow like the long horseshoe into a ponytail. Keep the beard.
I call it the island
stick. You got a new persona, dude.
Bro.
Yep.
You're like the old hippie in Oregon who just like sells the weed and lives in the trailer out in like his like land. It's dude, you could do it.
Can we get you hair implants? I just want to get you hair implants just to mohawk you up.
No.
Thank you, Thursday Punk.
He is
okay, hang on. And this goes. What about some Beijing? I know black guys do. I don't know if white dudes do Beijing or not.
What the fuck is that?
What the hell is Beijing? Isn't that a place?
No, that is a place. But no, there's like some. You have to Google it. Beijing. It's like some shit.
If I Google it, I'm getting the place. That's number one. That's number one on the
try to
list.
find it.
What is Beijing?
What is Beijing? And Google says it's a fucking place, dummy.
I'm probably spelling it wrong. No, it's right here. Beijing. It's hair color and perm. Oh, this is a black thing. That's why you guys don't know about it.
Dude, next time I'm on a show with you, AJ, you gotta have a different color light. Because I'm looking at you, man, and it just like everything you look angry. Oh my God, can you just do freeze puns? Put on the blue and do freeze puns.
See, look at Beijing.
That's biggin.
There you go.
Don't say there you go. Beijing is a completely different thing.
No, this is the hair stuff I was telling you about. Jason just gets some, you listen to a lot of hip hop. You guys will get the black hair too. And
AJ, you look
get
like
you a
Mr.
do-rag, we'll get you some waves.
yeah, you're just not doing blackface. You're doing everything else black. Black.
Could you imagine him with the low brush cut looking like fucking Amari Hardwick?
Oh my God. If by next year you're like Eric LaSalle from Coming to America and you're like, buy some Soul Glow.
Oh, gosh. Jason hanging out with me and Chris for 1 week, goes home with some cornrows and a do-rag. Like, what the fuck? What happened?
Everyone who knows Jason would be like, that fits him more than like anything else.
It does.
He comes on the podcast.
Like, listen, every time me and him are doing the Scary Snaps together pre-show, he's listening to hip-hop. I'm listening to whatever. I just hit play. And he's always listening to hip-hop. Always.
Dude, I'm going to Detroit to see
Spice
LL.
Girls.
Nice.
Yeah, he's coming
No
with
way,
Jazzy
dude.
Jeff and the Roots.
I will. I'll listen to some Spice Girls. I'll tell you what I want whenever. I want.
Don't tell me what you want. What you really, really want. I don't want to really know. Really know. Oh,
I
want to be my lover.
I want some weed.
Let me make this as clear to you as I can. Bro, it's like the fucking
Can we do
commands
the
for the
Pee-wee
fucking
Herman
Winter
thing?
Soldier, bro. It makes me fucking my programming come out. Look, the muscles are bulging. Ah!
30 on this show. Can you start doing the like the Pee Wee Herman word of the day? But it's always Weed Wolf. And every time someone says it, like a
And it just
siren goes off and it like
Super
starts
big
showing up
fucking
on the
zoom on
screen.
my face.
Not a siren, but Pee Wee's laugh would be a
Dude,
good
AJ
siren
quit
for
on
that.
us.
I thought it was gonna be oh,
See, we can.
you know what?
We can,
AJ
we can
quit on
film
us.
it. I got the
Look,
mask. I got
he
the
has
wolf
the
mask.
wolf mask.
I got
The
the wolf
Weed Wolf
mask.
mask. You're the new Weed Wolf.
We have it. Look at this.
Dude, you
I thought
got to
you
wear
looked at
that
a Pee Wee
t-shirt
Herman
too,
doll.
and that chain. Yes. I love it.
All right, Dadpool, I have a special request for when we meet at the con. I know you and Xander are going to the Holy shit.
It's funnier and better than the movie was. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, Dadpool, I have a request now. You can hear me.
What's up?
I know that you and Xander are going to be at the con that we're going to later on this month. What's it
Yep.
called again?
Sci-Fi Horror Fest.
Sci-Fi Horror Fest up
Where?
in it's up in Vernon, New York,
I want to go.
right? Or is it in Rome?
Vernon, New York.
It's in Vernon, New York.
Vernon, New York.
How far
It's gonna
is-
be
Where are you, PA or CT?
New York.
I'm,
Or
look-
Jersey,
I'm looking
Jersey,
at
never
Vernon,
mind.
New
Jersey,
York
I
right now.
forget. Jersey.
Who, Mick?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm like,
Yeah.
how far?
I'm
But
looking
yeah,
it up too. I'm like, how far is Vernon, New York?
My request
Hours.
is, like I said, I know you guys are cosplaying both days. I'm only gonna be there that Saturday. Next year I'll be there both days, hopefully. But can you bring that wolf mask, please?
Absolutely.
Wait. When is this
Fuck
shit?
yes.
Couple. 25th, 26th.
25th and 26th, the last Friday and Saturday of this month,
We said it was what, 2 hours away for us?
something like that.
It's not 2
7
hours.
hours.
It's like an hour and
Hour and a
20.
Or yeah, hour and a half.
Did that drive today? Twice.
Because you're a good guy.
Damn it.
No, I'm warped by my brother. I'm so scared.
You're his favorite sibling.
Blink twice if you need help. Oh shit, that was more than twice. I don't know what to do.
I don't either.
I don't think he needs
I
help or
can't
he's
count
having
when
a
I'm
seizure.
blinking. I don't know how to use my fingers when I'm blinking. Is this twice?
Oh shit.
Weed Wolf is a hell of a drug.
Hey, I think you got some flies around your eyes. You're trying to catch them or something, man. Fuck.
Jason, I feel bad. Dude, you need to watch Blood Lake and Weed Wolf back to back. So next time you're on the show, we're all together. You're in on it, dude.
Yeah, he's
I'll
right.
watch it. It
He's-
can't be
he's
worse than what I
absolutely right.
watched today.
Okay.
Dude,
Yeah, but-
you don't understand
but-
how angry. Go back and rewatch the episode of Weed Wolf and just see how angry Chris was.
It was hilarious.
That's a good picture. You should say
That is a good picture. Yeah.
It's a hilarious. You should also watch the full movie of Weed Wolf and the full movie of Blood Lake.
I just want to say that Dadpool is going down because him and I have a match on Real Combat that Mick needs to make happen. Because I remember we challenged each other, but then something happened that we couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to take him on.
Real Combat comes back in September, so if you guys want to be the
let's
first
go.
episode.
You better start working out because you can't handle it.
Oh shit! You say you don't want the smoke,
My
bro.
baldy's a lot better.
Ooh.
And my beard.
All right. You know what?
Yo, he got that subscription. He gets that shit in the mail.
Jason, hear me out on this one. All right. Jason and Dadpool are supposed to go up against each other. Mick, hear me out if you're okay with this. Me and Jason are supposed to go against each other, but instead of doing that, how about me and Chris go against each other? The two winners will go against each other. Two losers to go against each other at a later date.
Tournament,
You're cool with
bitches.
that.
Okay.
Huh?
Movie fucking tournaments, baby.
So basically, we go. And for those of you who haven't been on the show, we go on the show. We each pick a random movie, and we have to convince Mick to watch it. Whatever one he picks, that's the winner of the show, and that'll determine the winner of the episode, of course. And then go on from that, which will be on the
So
page.
pick fan films. I'm just kidding.
Do not pick a fan film. I will. You both lose.
Oh shit! Are independent films allowed?
We have to find the best story.
Or do you
I
want?
mean, you can pick whatever, but remember, so like, you got it really comes down to the best argument. So like, say you
Very
know, you pick like something that nobody's ever heard of as an independent film, and Jason or whoever picks like Superman 2,
Mhm.
and he's like, all right, let's go. Superman 2 probably gonna win because it's like, oh yeah, I know that's good. Yeah, I know I want to watch that tonight.
Got you.
But there have been some that I've never seen before that came out of nowhere and just won. So
I was a winner in one episode, guys. Believe it or not.
Blood Lake won because I'd never seen it or heard it.
Yep.
And he sold me on it. It's a great episode. People should go back and watch it.
You should.
He sold me on it by telling me how terrible it was. I was like, I gotta see it.
What made me laugh about that, and even looking back, and I've had this discussion actually recently, is you were like, you're the first person that came on here with a movie that you can't stand at all, that you actually hate. Like, I don't know how the hell you convinced me to watch this. It's like, look, I just honestly, when I did that, one, I'm gonna be honest with you, Mick, I was like, all right, you know what? I gotta do something a little different than everybody else. Everybody's gonna go out there with a movie they love. I can't do that. I'm sturdy. I gotta do something different. So I did that. And then two, I was like, if this wins, Mick has to watch this bullshit too.
You did.
That may have been my one. If Mick has to watch this bullshit too, and then nobody else has ever done this. So if it wins, cool.
I think the guy you were up against for that one
did Phantasm.
Yeah, it was it was the guy who was my co-host, Chris Ridings. This past episode, he's never won. He's been on a few times, and he said it on the podcast this week. He goes, "Yeah, I've been on a few times, and I've never won."
My question was, he on against me first?
Beat Phantasm.
Huh?
Yep. Was he?
Blood Lake beat Phantasm.
Blood Lake beat Phantasm because I've seen Phantasm so much, and I do love the movie. But I'd never heard of Blood Lake, and here comes this guy telling me how it's the worst movie of all time. And as he's explaining it to me, I'm like, this seems like the best movie of all time. It seems so intriguing. I need to watch it, and that's what won it.
Yep.
Sturdy tricked me.
I'm over here thinking my gears are turning.
I'm an evil genius.
I'm like, what angle do I take? Do I try to stump the movie man? Do I give him something that I know I can be convincing about just to win?
Oh,
What
this just
approach
in.
do I take here?
Nicolas Cage bought the rights to Blood Lake.
Oh shit!
Get the fuck out! Really?
We're gonna have to partner with Nick Cage, bro.
Dude, I was so excited for a second. I got so excited. I was so happy.
You know what?
All I wanted to do was write Nicolas Cage and be like, I want to do anything to work on a remake of
Blood Lake fan film.
I will make a Blood Lake fan film for you, Nicolas Cage.
That's dedication right there.
That's
I'm retired. I can do fan films now. Now it's hobby.
He's done. 15 minutes.
My, how the tables have turned so quickly.
Technically, this is a fan film.
Oh,
We're all fans on film.
Boom.
That's it.
Hear that, people?
So
we did it. This is our movie.
Rated X.
I don't know why that really.
Wow.
This is
basically, just so you guys know, will be what Mick at Night is.
When is okay? So when is that
if and
dropping,
when I
Mick?
eventually stay up late enough to do it.
This needs to happen. This really needs to happen. I feel like Mick at Night needs to be a Patreon show. Mick at Night, whatever night you want it to be, where we can, whoever you want to show up, but I want to be on at least one of the episodes.
That ain't gonna be a Patreon show. That's gonna be a YouTube show, man, because that's just gonna be chaos. That's just gonna be fucking. It's probably gonna be the people here, except Jason, because I don't know. He goes to bed pretty early, and that's not a dig. That's not a dig. You're a hardworking man.
All right, can I cuss?
I went to bed at 6:30 the other day. It was a great.
Oh, I'm in.
I don't blame you, Jason. That is not a dig. I'm not upset at you.
Oh no, I'm
in.
Yeah,
Shit, that'd be fun as hell.
I'm with you. I'm just saying, if I'm up late enough, which I'm not, it's probably these three that are going to be on there because they're always up late.
Yeah,
I'll watch it at 5 a.m. when I wake up.
We still got an appointment, sir.
Invitation.
Oh, that's
and
right.
everybody who's watching. Open invitation.
We still have an appointment, good sir.
If I make a at night, right? If I'm like, okay, I'm going to do an episode. I'm going to go live. It's Saturday night at fucking 12 a.m. or whatever. You know, I'm going to send the link to all 4 of you every single time I do a show. You don't have to join, feel no obligation, but I'm just going to send it because most likely you guys will be up.
Yeah,
So
I'll tell you what. If it's Saturday, if you make it 11, I'll be there. 12 is a maybe because I'm going to the track a lot on Sundays now. So I'm trying to.
Oh no, I don't know if I'm gonna do.
But no,
Saturday.
I want this to
I
happen.
don't know what
This, okay, I want this to happen because this sounds like something fun, funny, right up all of our alleys, and just it's one of those shows where we don't have to prepare for at all. Just like, yo, we're going on. What the fuck are we talking about? I don't know.
I told you that's what I was going to do.
Jason remembers pod chatters. That failed experiment.
That was fun.
Hey, gotta have fun. Gotta have fun. You know, get some creators together, have some fun, have some laughs. That's what we're all here for, people. But
Right,
seriously, send me your indie films and all that stuff because I want to connect with you guys and give you guys the light that you deserve. And now is the time because, I mean, when this strike's going on, you would think that a lot of independent creators would be, hey, let's link, let's work together, let's try to get some shit out. You know, let's go to these independent podcasters that are going to actually listen to us and let's, you know, do some work with them. Let's get some interviews. Let's do all that good shit. But let's work, people. Let's work.
Yeah.
And I've got some great news. The Scary Snobs are back next week.
Oh,
that is
shit.
right.
Yes.
Doing a live show that Sturdy has not agreed to yet, but we will be there doing a live show. It's going to be
Oh, I won't
great.
be there for that one. 2 weeks I could be there. If it's 2 weeks, I can be there.
Wait,
Nick and I will be doing a live show next Thursday.
every other Friday I have to be up at 4:45 in the morning. So
let's do the
Friday
live show
Friday.
like 7. Can you do the live show at 7 p.m. instead of 9 p.m.?
like before this,
Yeah, lead into it.
that's possible.
I'm
That is
shaking my
possible.
head. Yes, like I'm his manager. Like, yeah.
That is possible.
Well, if you do a live show, I can't be your guest on the 17th. That's my kid's birthday.
When is the
Man.
17th?
That's a
I don't even know
Thursday.
today. Next
2
Thursday?
No, I don't think so. I think it's a week
Week
after.
after.
Yeah,
We'll figure it out. Don't worry,
yeah.
guys.
We're gonna
That's
make it happen,
Your show,
guys.
you
We're
figure it
back.
out.
We'll figure it out. That's gonna happen, though, guys. That's gonna happen. So make sure you check out the Scary Styles. Might as well point that out. Make sure you check out the Scene Styles, including the Patreon, including Mick at night when that comes up. We gotta put pressure on him. So whatever night he's up late, bored, and we're all up late, bored, he just drops the link in the group chat. We just all go. If we all join the show, if at least 2 of us join, I'm assuming the show goes on. If it doesn't, if it's just one of us, yeah, you know what? Just go
Scary
to bed.
Snob's drinking game. Every time he
So
mentions
just
Blood
go to
Lake or
bed.
Cocaine Bear, do a shot.
Yeah, you guys. 'Cause I don't drink anymore. I'll do a shot of water or something. Some soda.
Yeah, I don't
Nah,
either. Except
we're not
for
playing
wine.
that game. We're not playing that game because Mix. Nope. We're not playing that game.
Weed
He's
Wolf.
gonna
of
be
Blood
like
Lake.
Weed Wolf shots. Nope. Not playing that shit.
Oh, we know a friend who could make a drink called Weed Wolf.
There you go.
Wolf piss. Let's
Master
see.
Shake, where are you, sir?
There
Master
we
Shake
go.
is coming on Scary Snobs soon too.
Make it just for you.
Lord have mercy.
Oh man, but we're gonna wrap this one up, people. Make sure you please check out all the links in the description. That's all of our links, including the link to this film we just reviewed. Have a great night. I'll see you in your nightmares. Peace, integrators. Holla at me and be nice to each other.